What's going on, y'all? Another week, another geek. We're back at it with another episode of the Why I'm Geeked show, episode 221. And today,
We back.
bro. We back off of weekly break, bro. You know what I'm saying? Got a 10 ball in. Now we on to another 10. Chris, how you feeling today, Brody?
A little sick, man. I ain't gonna lie. I got a little sinus infection going on. It's been keeping me down for 2 days. I got enough energy to do this pod, and hopefully by the weekend I'm right to play some top golf because
About that time.
it's about that time. Summertime back.
Yeah.
The weather's starting to clear up
Yeah.
because the weather's been very true. The weather's been crazy around here, so
Yeah.
it's time to get some golf swings in, get ready for the PGA Tour, But
Yeah.
how you doing, G?
I'm doing good, bro. I'm doing good. Super excited to get into this thing because,
Like the shirt, man.
Oh yeah, it's
The
exclusive, bro.
merch.
I ain't never seen this. Y'all have seen it, but y'all didn't get it. Y'all should have got it. Let me stop. But, yeah, I'm doing good, man. Haven't had to cut the grass in like going on 2 weeks, so I'm thriving right now. Thriving, but we're gonna have to bag next time we do it. So suck. But yeah, super excited to get into today's episode because we back on some Star Wars, man. It was getting to the point where I didn't know what we was gonna talk about, bro. But now that we're getting to the end of the month and the summer blockbusters are on the way, we're gonna be eating for a good while. So first things first, Chris. How'd it go? Like, how did your most recent Star Wars experience go for you, bro? Because this was an experience, bro. I'm gonna keep it a buck. This was an experience. We both had a little different setup than normal.
Yeah, so this was a different movie experience for me. I went to like they call it like sensory friendly. I took the little one to the movies for the first time. And he sort of watched the movie. The theater was not fully dark. It was like pretty much lights on. I'm gonna say lights on, and the sound was not as loud. And this AMC that I went to, normally it's really, really, really loud. It's really small, and just them speakers are just way too loud for that area.
Boom.
Yeah. So everything still looked great, and I actually enjoyed it, and definitely would do it again if my son would watch fully the movie. So it was nice, and because we did the sensory friendly one, they let everyone know before they walked into it that it's sensory friendly. Light's gonna be on, and it kind of deterred some people.
Right.
So there's only a few people in there, and it made it easy to bring like kids, and everyone kind of expects like some noise and getting up and talking and stuff like that. So it was a different experience. I was just happy the tickets weren't as expensive because I saw it during the week. That saved my wallet. So that was my movie experience. How was yours, G?
People just getting up, walking around, having a conversation right beside you, say normal AMC.
Yeah.
Nah, that's not normal, bruh. I should have went and saw a later movie because I forgot to get my ticket for this joint. So I put it on myself. Never sit in the back row, bruh. Because regardless of if you want to get in the middle seat or not, because when you pull up, it might be taken. You might got to press somebody. You know what I'm saying? So, and I like to show up a little bit like later. Like I like to leave the crib when the movie's supposed to start. So I don't got to watch all the previews because most of the time I already seen them already.
30 minutes plus too.
Yeah. So I got the perfect timing, but it was just like the conversation of like, yo, you're in my seat, and why did you buy these seats when you knew somebody else was going to sit here? It just doesn't make, the math is not mathing. You know what I'm saying? Like it just didn't make sense. But I still enjoyed the movie, and got to see the most of it when somebody wasn't walking past me. But other than that, it was smooth. So that's it's not my consistent experience, especially at AMC. But I knew because it's a Star Wars movie. There's gonna be heads in there, and it definitely was, bro. Definitely was. Joint was packed out. Um, but let's jump right into this thing, man. Uh,
Yeah.
the Mandalorian and Grogu. I don't want to start off with first impressions. I kind of want to start off with kind of just like expectations, because is this the first time a show has gotten the green light for a movie, like just outright from Star Wars? I feel like it is. I can't think of another one
Yeah,
that
from a
was like,
show
yeah,
for sure. 'Cause I think they only started doing the shows around Disney Plus time, right?
yeah.
Which
Outside of
which
like
was
the
Mandalorian.
animated stuff.
Yeah.
Hmm. Yeah. So yeah, first time going from just watching the show on Disney Plus to the big screen, and then um also it's Mandalorian Grogu. So it's a lot of I'm not going to say hype, but I say worry from my side of things, just based on what I saw from the trailer. But I want to know kind of what your expectations were going into this thing before we jump in.
Um,
To set the scene, you
Man,
know?
to set the scene, my expectations were a little in the middle because I saw the trailers and kind of
Yeah.
lowered my expectations. I was like, okay, I don't know what we're really trying to get out with this one because
Hmm.
they kind of did a lot of weird scenes and scenes that made me just feel like, is this season 4? And is this like Kitty Grogu stuff?
Hmm.
So I was just hoping for, something that we built up from Mando,
Yeah.
that would really pay off in a movie because we kinda always expected that Mando and Grogu would get a movie. To be
Right.
honest, I thought the movie was gonna come right after season 1 when it was, like, a hit.
Hmm.
Um, so I just kinda felt like, okay, when they build up to this movie, this is gonna be something, that they really wanna launch with strong and have these 2 characters, the kinda like the face of, Star Wars because we haven't had a Star Wars movie in a while.
Yeah.
So, uh my expectations were a little bit changed once I saw the trailers, but, walking into the theater, how was your expectations about it?
I was worried, bro. I was worried it was about to be a bunch of side quests based on what I seen in the trailer. And we've had a conversation, I believe, about this before. But I didn't expect this to be one of those movies that like change the fabric of the Star Wars universe. And then coming off of Maul and Shadow Lord, I was like, okay, that was kind of a slow burn. Um, in like certain parts, but it definitely had its moment. So I was like, okay, if we just get a complete story from Mando and Grogu right here, I would be happy because that would tell me that they actually it's not a cash grab. It's something that they actually put thought into and you know wanted to make something that not only will last but have like some kind of impact you know. So going into the movie, that was kind of where my head was at. I definitely didn't think that like we're in for like some peak Star Wars, but I was like, if they can give me a similar feeling that I got from the show and it's a complete story, then I think I will be happy. But if it's a bunch of side quests, I'm gonna be tight, bro. And just to set the stage for just like how the movie kind of started, um, they kind of like cleared all my fears when like we pretty much got through all of like the major trailer like ratio stuff early on in the movie, and kind of set the stage of like, okay, what have Mando and Grogu been doing since we left them in the show, and that's just like picking up where we left off, which is him being a just a bounty hunter, and Grogu being his sidekick, aka his son. So Chris, as far as openings go and how they kind of like set the stage for what this movie was going to be, like what were your thoughts on that portion of
I thought the opening was cool.
it? Hmm.
Uh, had a nice little snowy scene too, where it kinda reminded me of Hoth, and we saw the, uh, how do I say it? Like, AT-ATs uh
Walkers.
and walkers in full
Yeah.
like glory on the big screen again,
Hmm.
and watching Mando go from each one, taking them out. I mean, everything was real smooth. I was like, okay, that's nice.
Yeah.
But I will say it was a weird trying to figure out, like, catch a vibe of what am I
Hmm.
watching?
Yeah.
And I could feel that from the very beginning, like, okay, what kind of vibe are we going? Because I did just get off watching Maul Shadow Lord, where
Yeah.
it kind of felt like that too. It's like, oh, okay, maybe this is more of a cop investigating, figure out. Uh, and like this one just had that vibe of I mean, pretty much like Mando vibe, where
Yeah.
it felt like, okay, what's the bounty? But it was just in movie format. To what
Hmm.
extent are we going at? I was just trying to catch the rhythm of it in that first few minutes.
Yeah. I feel like rhythm is a perfect word for it because you know this is the Mandalorian, right? So what is the Mandalorian going to do at all times, as much as possible? Or a farm, bro. Like this movie had plenty of that in many different formats, but I think starting off with just like almost like a palate cleanser, like just getting you back into the world of Mando and, kind of setting the stage for what the goal or possible goal could be for the movie, I felt like was good. And just to kind of set the tone for like where the universe is at as well with these, we won't call it like Empire survivors, not survivors, but like
Like post Empire.
yeah, like post Empire people that still are like with Empire
Yeah,
in mindset or whatever. So it's
yeah.
like
Before
now
before the new order, technically.
exactly. So now it's like okay, now we kind of have like not necessarily a goal per se, but we have a setting of just like okay, what could potentially we see later on in the movie, and then once we get introduced to Colonel Ward, then it's just like okay, now we finally get to lock in about you know what is actually going to happen in the movie, which is more like you said, like it gave me more season one vibes of Mando, where it's just like him just doing jobs and just
Yeah.
like trying to complete whatever said mission is, not doing too much talking, but just more about the action and then like all right, I did this, did that. Like it's more like a not that they're checking the boxes off, but it's like you said, like a rhythm and flow to like how they're kind of telling the story. And then what I'm saying, we get into more um bigger portions of like where the plot is actually going to go, you know. So after that, um that's when we get introduced to not only Zeb, well, not introduced to Zeb, but Zeb pops up
Yep.
early on in the movie, and I was sitting here thinking like, man, is this the same guy from Rebels? I was thinking that the whole movie. I was like, because there can't be that many, and it was actually him. So I'm like, okay, is this a new like tandem that we could see going forward? But more so, it's just like it seemed like they were co-workers. Like, it didn't seem as you know, like finna be best buds like him and Ezra. Not best buds, but like it felt like you said, like I said, more coherent vibes. What was your first impression of Zeb and Colonel Ward, if you got one of both of them?
I mean, he was straight in it. I thought he
Mm-hmm.
had some cool scenes too, but it's just like okay, we're getting all the rebels back into live action. We got to get
Yeah.
each one of them spotlights, and it's just cool to just have him in the universe where it's like, we take
Mm-hmm.
the animated thing and now it's real. It feels like okay, they
Yeah.
really want these characters as real characters in the universe still. So
Mm-hmm.
I thought he did fun.
Okay. Yeah. I I was just curious of like, okay, who's actually gonna be in this thing? Because like Mando and Grogu are attached to like some pretty big names, but not in a way that you just expect everybody to just start popping up. right? So there are some big names attached to this movie, um, but not always, not necessarily in like the roles they played. You wouldn't have necessarily known it unless you just looked at the cast list, or like when the movie first started, they went down the list of different people that's going to be in it, like Jeremy Allen White and Martin
Yeah.
Scorsese, right? So it's just like I'm looking out for these people at some point, and never really figured out Jeremy Allen White until the end. I was like, okay, it probably was Rada, but he didn't sound like himself. You know what I'm saying? So just to get, do you want the plot is essentially like what? A rescue mission that turns into another rescue mission.
Sure.
Yeah, that's basically what it is without getting too deep into it because it's still fresh. I feel like this movie's still fresh. Um, but one thing that I did want to ask you about, because this is something I did think about, um, while I was watching the movie, was like what's really missing from the Mandalorian and Grogu. I'm gonna ask you that question right now, and then I'll give you my answer to what it was, and I'll see what you say to that. So what do you really think is missing
Ooh, what's missing
from
from Mando and Grogu?
yeah,
I ain't
because
gonna
if
lie, bro. I
yeah
I think a lot is missing from it.
yeah
I think a lot to the point where I I kinda walked away from this movie like, "Bruh, what did I watch?"
okay
Like
okay because
like
we haven't talked about this, y'all, before we talked about this.
yeah.
I don't even know like you know how Chris was feeling after the movies. That's
So
interesting.
especially after seeing a show on it,
Yeah,
I definitely felt like watching this was, like, just not the speed after is it 3 seasons of Mando that we've seen?
yeah, believe so.
Uh, and to get this level of, like, character development in a movie and plot in a
It was character
movie,
development.
there wasn't. That's how I feel.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
like,
yeah. Okay.
man, that how do I put it? Like, Mando does feel like this speed,
Mm-hmm.
but for a movie, I expect a lot more, and it
Mm-hmm.
just for me watching it, it felt like, "Oh, if I take a season, some episodes from Mando and put into a movie,
Yeah.
and these are episodes that I wouldn't say are like the elite top tier Mando episodes that you gotta watch, and I
Mm.
throw them into a movie
Yeah.
and say like, 'Here you go.'"
Mm-hmm.
That's how
Okay.
I felt,
Okay. I
and
peep what you putting down. Okay.
it's just like, if I'm gonna recommend someone to watch, like, "Oh, yeah, you gotta learn about Mando and Grogu,"
Yeah.
I don't think I would pick these scenes from the movie as the go-to scenes to watch, and
Mm-hmm.
especially after it turned off, I was like, "Dang,
Yeah.
is that it? Was that really it?"
Do you feel like the
Uh,
sensory aversion, oh, what did you call it? The
sensory
sensory
friendly. Yeah.
friendly had anything to do with it? Because there was a little
No,
distractions. Okay.
I don't think so. I really wonder if I would've I think the movie's in 3D also, right?
I think yeah, I think they're doing all the things.
Yeah, I kinda wish I would've saw this one in 3D because maybe I would've enjoyed it
Really.
more.
Gave you a little
Um,
Avatar vibe, huh?
yeah, maybe it would've helped out because they do have a lot of space scenes and,
Them little Cobra
uh
Man scenes too. That would have been
yeah, that
crazy
might
to
have
see
been
that
tough in
in
3D, yeah.
3D. Yeah, I didn't think about that.
So there
I'm not
that
a big 3D person though.
yeah.
Like
But after watching the movie, I kinda
yeah,
feel like some of these scenes
we're built for it.
probably would have been crazier in 3D.
Mm-hmm. I
And
agree.
this is weird for me to say, like,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
because story and character development of what I saw just wasn't enough to the point where I'm like,
Hmm.
"Okay, visually, if I look at this differently as just a fun adventure, would I enjoyed it more in 3D?"
Yeah,
I might have maybe. Um, but let me just stop there because I kinda wanna hear your opinion on how you felt, uh, especially, like, comparing it to, like, Mando season 1 and how Mando like, the speed of Mando episodes are.
yeah. So what I would say is missing from the Mandalorian and Grogu is a rival. I feel like there is
Ooh.
nothing really pulling us in either direction with either character because, for one, Grogu can't talk, right? So the character development that happens with him is just like kind of just more visual storytelling versus like with the Mandalorian, he says very little. He talks, but he says very little. And those moments where that character development happen, you can't really for the style of story and the style of character that he is, you're not gonna be able to get all of that off in a movie. Like he's not gonna be able to learn a lesson in a movie just because that's the speed at which he moves. So for me, it was like more of a John Wick type of like, let's just try to see as many cool things as we can see, and
Action here,
then
action here, action here.
yeah, and then apply all of the character development to some character that we're going to introduce later, aka Rod of the Hut, right? And even then, it's just like he's not as bad as what we thought, but it's not like he grew that much, you know. But I feel like if he had a rival, and I don't know what the guy's name is, the
The
bounty
other bounty
hunter.
hunter.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but I've seen him before in other Star Wars things, and uh, I'm not saying that he necessarily needs to become the Mandalorian's rival, but somebody that doesn't pop up in necessarily every job, but that can help somebody that can help like push the story and the narrative forward. Because I think the most interesting thing about this movie was seeing the hunter become the hunted. But because, the bounty hunter was just as big of an aura farmer as the Mandalorian, we don't get to see necessarily like his thought process and his plans because it's like it doesn't fit into what the narrative that we're trying to tell. We want to see Grogu do some cute stuff, and I feel like that's mainly why the movie is so long, is because it's the Mandalorian and Grogu. So we gotta have like equal put out here as far as like who we're gonna serve in this narrative storytelling. And because, you know, there's not a bigger overarching narrative that is like affecting them directly, then we're left with, I'm not gonna call them side quests, but like random campaign missions that
Yeah.
like have the quality of something that could have been big, are attached to some characters that we do know have some staying power, like the twins. You know what I'm saying? Um, and even just like the fighting pits and all that stuff, like because those things are now attached to it, now at least then we'll have something more to play off of versus like, you know, we was talking about football earlier, see ball, get ball type of energy. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? And I feel like it was a bold choice, but I just wish like it was a different bounty hunter that would have had more to say to make us care more about it. Because as soon as he got um as soon as he got captured, all I really was thinking about was how he was going to escape.
yeah,
But it was never a thought that he wasn't going to escape. And I feel like when there's that much of a discrepancy, then it kind of takes away from the immersion of the moment. Because after that time, it's just, Grogu's playhouse after that for a little bit. And eventually we do get there, but like, takes a little while. So that's what I had to say. But
I mean, I think your point of having a rival would definitely improve the movie, or
yeah.
even make the main bounty hunter in the movie, just a little bit more back story to make it seem like he was more involved than just a generic person to fight
Hmm.
Mando.
Yeah.
Um,
And I'm glad they didn't put what's that guy's name? Uh Blue Star Wars
What's his name?
Bounty Hunter. Cad Bane. I'm glad they didn't put Cad Bane in this joint because they use him too much. You know, in general. And we already seen him get bodied. So in Boba Fett. So I just wish he had some type of rival because I feel like that's the only way we can counteract somebody that doesn't want to speak with somebody that does. Like whether they're competing for a job or like trying to save somebody that was a target but not a target. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like it could have been literally the same scenario. But I just think like the decision they made to just focus on just like the moments and not what happens in between is kind of where they lose me a little bit.
Well, I'm gonna go ahead and say I definitely don't like this movie.
Dang.
I have seen some discourse on this where people do
Mm-hmm.
like the movie, so I was pretty excited.
Yeah.
But I ain't gonna lie, halfway through the movie,
Mm-hmm.
I was pretty shocked. I was like, "Whoa, where are we going?" And then towards the very end, I was like, "They stole my money, bro. They got me.
Dang.
They got me."
First time back in
So
theaters, and this is what they do.
yeah, at least that's how I felt.
Okay.
Now, I could get someone saying like it's a fresh, fun space Star Wars adventure.
Mm-hmm.
I could see it. But man, I just can't help but feel like it's a bare bones version. Like it's just so bare bones that I am not gonna revisit this movie.
Mm.
And when I think
True.
about like watching Star Wars movies,
Yeah.
like I kind of think back to even the bad ones with more fond memories of like why this was so like
Mm-hmm.
uh
Because it was pivotal to the overall story that they're telling.
yeah,
Yeah.
like how this made you feel in the moment, like them
Mm-hmm.
being able to do this or like I kind of feel like those criticisms are better than what they gave me right now. Like they literally gave
Mm-hmm.
me some just some episodes
Yeah.
that I really won't want to turn back on.
This was like
Like
episode 4 and 5, or like 6 and 7.
yeah, that level.
Yeah.
And I ain't gonna lie, I like Rada. I thought he was cool. It
Yeah. I
was
like
cool
Rada
seeing like
too.
a buff what even whatever the
But
race is Huts to see a buff version. I was like, you know what? That
mm-hmm.
just never crossed my mind.
It
But that's
didn't.
kind of
Yeah.
tough.
It didn't make sense how much stronger or how strong the twins were, but
Yeah.
I get it. No. You know what threw me off though? Was when Rada and the Mandalorian was fighting and he had these axes, right? These dual battle axes, and he was swinging them around and making them seem heavy. And then he dropped one, and the Mandalorian just picked it up, and I was just like, "Oh, that joint don't weigh nothing. That joint don't weigh nothing. It just like he just swing around like paper, bruh. You
This is
know."
cool stuff, man. Cool stuff for kids to
So
buy.
true, true. But yeah, I feel like I'm now that I'm thinking about it though. As far as like what you were saying with people's reactions to the movie, I think because I thought it was so going to be so bad initially that like it not being as bad as I thought it was going to be made me think that it was a better movie than it actually is. It's one of those situations. Like
I could feel that vibe.
because I just my expectations weren't like through the roof like normal, and I was expecting side quests. When we got you know, what would the equivalent be to like a secret thing, or like a, I don't know. It's not a main story mission, but it's like it's something. It's just not a side quest. I thought it was gonna be a whole bunch of different things they were gonna be doing, but it turned into one bigger overarching thing. But the point is like because the movie wasn't as bad as I'm thinking it, I think I feel like I felt better about it
Yeah.
coming out of it than what actually happened. That's why I like these conversations too, because it's like uh without the perspective of of what you just said, then like I was ready to get this on an 8, bro. I was like, dang, I
Oh.
liked it. I did like
Oh
it. Like
yeah.
I enjoyed watching the movie, from what I could see when somebody wasn't standing up and, walking in front of me. But uh when we're talking about like tiers of movies of things we've seen from Star Wars, it's definitely not up there with the like ones you would want to rewatch. Like I'm rewatching Solo. You know what I'm saying? I'm rewatching. I know this is a more of a gimme. I was trying to pull out like one that was like more, you know, not obscure, but just like Rogue One. Like obviously great. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But like I don't know if I'm going back to the Mandalorian Grogu before I go back to the show.
Yeah, and I
You
think
know?
that's where it really misses me with a show that has 3 seasons, that
Yeah.
this is the level of movie you put out. And it also makes me feel like they did the thing with the directors of, well, the movie has to also be able to be, like, enjoyable from people who've never seen the show,
Yeah.
uh, and it really feels like, dang, this slows it down by a lot doing that,
Mm-hmm.
where I kind of view this movie as a standalone story. It's bare bones too. Like, if I've
Yeah.
never seen Mandalorian, you would watch this and be like, "Mm,
Yeah.
are y'all sure the Mandalorian is like that?
Mm-hmm.
Like, are
Like
you
you wouldn't have thought
sure?"
how deep the show actually was that this would be the movie that they make after
Yes.
it. That's the big point. Yeah, that's what you're saying, right?
But what you said earlier about, like, watching the trailers, 'cause I got that impression too. Like, I kinda was like, "Ooh,
Mm-hmm.
something's not right."
Yeah.
But overall, after watching it, I kinda just feel like, nah, these are just, like, some Mandalorian season episodes that they threw together,
Mm-hmm.
and it's not the top episodes. Like, if you had parts of this, like the whole meeting Rada and him being in that
Yeah.
battle scene as a Mando episode, I
Mm-hmm.
kinda feel like, that was a cool episode, like, I'm cool.
Right.
But then when you throw it in a whole movie and it being a whole plot line of,
Mm-hmm.
the Hutts trying to,
Yeah.
get him knocked off, and then it's like, "Okay, then we gotta go back and save him,"
Mm-hmm.
and, this might be for something else. I think I'm just tired of feeling like we get 3 seasons of Star Wars
Mm-hmm.
for a movie, and then the movie's like a setup or some light work again,
Yeah.
and
It's very calm, very, very like safe.
yeah, this is very safe Star
Yeah.
Wars. It's not expanding nothing. It's not trying to do a lot. It's
Mm-hmm.
very much action, action. Ooh, look, Star Wars is back on screen. I don't
Yeah.
think The Mandalorian does anything crazy cool compared to the TV shows. I think he has way more
Yeah. I
better
think the
scenes
best
than that.
thing was that bar fight. Bar fight was tough. I was like, oh dang, he going
Yeah,
crazy in there. But like, yeah, a lot of times he's also disarmed too.
yeah.
So he's got to make his way. I think I wish that fight, but I wish the fight between him and the bounty hunter early on was a lot more dense instead of him just automatically getting captured. That fried me.
Uh,
You
yeah,
know,
and it just feels like movie-wise, that's not how normal movies go. You know
and
what I
if
mean? It'd be like,
if you didn't know, I'm sorry to cut you off, but if you
yeah,
didn't know what that bounty hunter has done prior, and this was your first time seeing him, I can understand that. But knowing like how cold he is, and it's like his mythos in Star Wars universe from the animated side of things, like there's a whole episode where it's like a whole bunch of bounty hunters, and they go through the whole and do the whole thing, um, and because like we don't understand what he's saying, he can't really say much, and his dog, he got a dog now. Where he get the dog from? Like it just makes it like feel almost like you cutting the middleman out. Like, like there's something else that should be there that's just not there, that we're not going to get. Like, it's like y'all chose it purposely, somebody that's
Yeah.
not going to talk,
Very top
you know?
level, like no depth type movie, just very
Yeah.
top surface level
Hmm.
storyline. And like you said, it's kind of like a they chose it on purpose. And I'm like,
Yeah.
dang.
Let me ask you something though, Chris. This might be controversial, bro, but I want to know. Do you think Grogu is holding the Mandalorian back? If he had went with Ahsoka and Ahsoka would have took him to Luke, and it was more like,
But
you
see,
know,
like even that conversation, it's not nothing to do with the movie. That's the crazy part. You know what I
well,
mean?
yeah, it has nothing to do with the movie, but I'm saying like because if Grogu wasn't there, it would have forced. I'm putting this Wick era or aura on him, but like it would have forced him just to be an action hero and not play this dad role that is like he accepts when he wants to, but then tells Grogu to heal and sit and stay like he's a pet at the same time, which is weird. You know, somebody else calling him your son, but then you telling him commands like this. I don't get it. You know, like is he your son, or is he just a monster?
But
I don't know.
but see, even that, geez, is the weird thing where I'm like, they didn't even give us that storyline. Like
Yeah.
just something, it just feels like a mission
Hmm.
and they do it. Like
Yeah.
a mission, they
Like they
do
ran
it.
the same play. They ran the
Yeah.
same play, exact same play, where except in this play, Grogu has a little bit more things that he can do. But the reason why I asked you is Grogu holding him back because um I don't know who could sit there and watch 30 minutes of animatronic baby movement, but the appeal went away fast for me. I'm keep it a buck with you. I like Grogu.
Especially that long extended scene of Grogu's
Yeah, it
on.
just looks like technology just has not advanced at all because he's so small,
Yeah.
and he could barely move and do things. And I'm just like, oh man, we're back in when did Star Wars come out? 80s, 70s? I don't know, but I just felt like we were back then because of like the way he was moving. And then when he's not on the move, he just hops on the shoulder and does stuff. You know what I'm saying? But like, I just feel like if it was just the Mandalorian and a little bit of Grogu, it would have been better. But
I just feel like there wasn't even enough to work with to make Mando's story compelling. Like Mando barely.
well, it's not a story. It would have been just
Yeah, it's
action.
like
You know?
it's just action, point A to point B, and even
Yeah.
to the point where I sat there and was like, "Bro, is this story literally them saying like, oh, they're gonna betray you. You
Yeah.
should trust me.
Yeah.
Okay, Imma trust you. They did betray you." And then
Hmm.
the Republic come in and say like, "Yeah, that we discovered that they were gonna try to betray us and take money from both sides." I was like,
Yeah. Doy.
"What is this?"
Yeah. Nah, it blew me
Like,
when Rada was just like, "No, it's my last fight. Once I do this, I'm free." I'm like, when has that ever happened? Who do you
it was
know?
so cookie cutter, like,
You know,
dang.
and the fact that he was able to just get to him that easily, and there was nobody else around as well.
That
I
that
was just
what
like,
made me confused after they got with like, he joined up, I was like, "Wait, they was after him, or
mhm,
they wanted him rescued, but they knew he was, like, captured by
yeah,
like
um,
it ain't hard to find him. He
yeah,
was been fighting there for a while."
right. But
Like, that
I,
whole was weird to me.
they
I
just
was
didn't
like,
want to mess with the empire. What was left of the empire, I felt like, because if you think about the Huts in general, all they had was hand me
but
down
they wanted to get him out
droids.
the way though, remember? because they want. He said if you return me to them, they're just gonna like
They're gonna kill
uh
him.
they're gonna kill me or whatever.
Right. But like that would have secured their power by having him killed. But I don't think they necessarily knew what the guy's plans for him was.
Yeah, but so that's why I was confused because it's such a base level story. I'm like, if they really wanted him out the way, he
Yeah.
wasn't like in some crazy confused like you don't know
Mhm.
where he is or how to find him or complicated. He was like a
Right. He's a
celebrity
superstar.
gladiator.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, he was a superstar for sure.
I was like, what? Like,
Yeah.
I don't know. I thought that was weird.
Yeah. I think it had more to do with like, the thing they kept saying in the joint was like they didn't want it to be messy or whatever, or they didn't want the blowback from it. But it's like it's just half baked, bro. It's just
Yeah,
half
yeah.
baked at the end of the day, and that sucks. I'm mad now. Like,
And one of my favorite lines is, "Yo, who greenlit this one?" Because if this came
mm-hmm,
across the table and I read this version of the script,
yeah.
I'd be like, "Bro, let's spice this up. Where's the flavor?"
Where's
Like,
the drama?
yeah, way more drama.
Yeah,
Come
like,
come on, y'all. Let's do better than this.
like when when they took his helmet off, right? When they took the Mandalorian's helmet off, and they was like, you know, not only taking this because it's worth money, but also I know this shames you, and da 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 because of the Mandalorian Creed or whatever. And I'm like, bro, he don't care nothing about that for real. Like,
Yeah, and that's if you watch the show. It's like, wait
I
a minute.
know. Like, I'm like, it's supposed to be such a defeating moment or whatever. And it's the first time you see Pedro Pascal in the movie at all. And I'm just like, this don't hit like you think it hit. And y'all don't
And
know that,
and
but it's cool, I
and
guess.
and if you're doing a movie, you could build up the movie to make it feel like it's gonna really hit if he loses the mask, so even normal moviegoers are like, "Oh, dang, they took off his mask, they showed his face."
Yeah.
But they don't care about that much about it. It's like,
Yeah.
Alright." And he's
Hmm.
just like, "Oh, well, I guess all you have to die now." Like,
Yeah.
I don't know, bro.
Yeah. Yeah. This movie's just a little half baked, bro. And I
Albino
feel like
Snake
I
goes
feel like
crazy
that.
though, I ain't gonna lie, that was horrifying when it came on screen. I was like,
Oh
"Ugh,
yeah, I ain't never seen that. I was just watching a clip of me playing
ugh."
Jedi Fallen Order. No, Jedi Survivor. Yeah, Jedi Survivor. Me underwater. I'm like, man, I'm glad there's no underwater monsters in Star Wars. And as soon I was like, wow, I should have called it. But like,
Yeah.
that's another question I have about Star Wars. And it's just like a lot of different universes. It's just like, when does something go from being a sentient being, like slash like a race, and then just being an animal or a monster? Because like them little snake things, like they was treating them like they were just monsters. But I thought they were people at first,
Yeah,
and like
yeah.
something else. But I guess that was just like a different evolution of them or something like that. But it's like that was like a throwback, like a monster as well. So it's just like where do you draw the line is always interesting in those types of things. But yeah, I honestly do think that at this point, um, if I'm just thinking it from my perspective, not taking into account the bills that are being paid by this movie, the you know
Bill's getting paid.
yeah the
I
what do
think
you
they gonna
call it?
cash out real good with
I
it.
know, but like you got also got to think about like the audience and who their core audience is, at least for Grogu. You know,
Grogu selling. I
Grogu
know that.
selling, so it's like we got to put him in the movie. You got to have some moments where he doing stuff, but it's like he do the same thing every time. Like that, he got
He
he
Like, they
yeah
don't even give him and Mando, like, him especially, like, a mega moment to shine.
yeah. And
Like,
the moment that he
what
did shine, picking up Rada, we've seen that before. He do that all the time. Pick up something
Yeah, he does.
heavy, like, and he's just like like I got it.
And it's just such a weird thing to, like, I would say complain about movies
Mhm.
where all you gotta do is do the thing where he's struggling with his talents or whatever,
Yeah.
and then at the very end, he does it. And they
Hmm.
don't even do that. It's just
Yeah.
like, "Alright, well, did he survive? No, I
Hmm.
got him." I'm like,
Hey, he didn't get tuckered out this time. That's
"Yeah," but
progress.
all I'm saying is you could just do that in the beginning and show that he's still struggling with his power. He can't lift a tree or,
Yeah.
Vando's stuck somewhere and he needs to lift a tree and he feels bad about it. And
Hmm.
then boom, at the very end, he saves his friend.
Yeah. I
Like,
think.
it's just
Yeah.
like these are basic things that make the movie better. And it's like, nah, we're not gonna do none of that. We're just gonna save him. And
Yeah.
I'm
They
like,
definitely made the choice to make the movie like, ooh, we might get you right here. Like you almost had it. Gotta be quicker than that. Moments like when Grogu was stealing the fish, right? And then the second time he went to go steal the fish, the bounty hunter came, and the
yeah,
dog creeping up on him, creeping up on him, creeping up on him. Now, if there was a moment where it does attack, and even if it was just dog versus Grogu, like when Jack was fighting that raccoon,
yeah.
that would have been way better of a story to tell
And
because
that's
he
just the
did.
spice it needs. Yeah,
Yeah, because that would have made him like calming the dog at the end of the movie that much more potent because then it's like, okay, I tried this once, didn't work. This time I got it. This time, and he don't have to say nothing, but we could see that it's like, okay, he learned from his mistakes because so much time passed without you even really
days.
realizing it.
Yeah,
You know, through those montages, and even when like the Mando got healed and he was still down, I was just like, dang, Roku's strong, bro. He could heal somebody like without even, receiving no training for real. Like Force is strong with this one, but it don't matter, you know? It's just like we just here for the pats in the,
I ain't
push
gonna.
you
Yeah, that's how it feels, bro.
push you in the thing knowing that you can't fit in there. Like that's
Yeah,
fun. That's funny. But, if you're looking for something like you said, like a little bit more substance, there's much to be desired with this one, which is like that. That's tough. That's tough. So Star Wars still in the dumps at this point, and that's why it's best in animation, bro. If we ever get an animated Grogu, oh my
oh, yeah.
gosh, peak Star Wars right there, bro. Peak Star Wars if we ever get a uh, animated Mando and Grogu. But yeah, man. Do you got anything else for this joint? Because I feel like at this point, I feel like we said what needed to be said. Anything that stood out or that you thought of?
No. Rada, like, I do like his character. I didn't like his voice. I kinda wish
Hmm.
it gave off very, like, Jim Bro vibe.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if it was a combo of the muscles, but, I kinda just wish his voice was a little bit more raspier to make it
Okay.
feel more like the like a Hut. And I hope his character just continues on because he's a really cool character.
Yeah. I wish.
And go ahead.
Well, I was gonna say I didn't mean to cut you off. I wish he would have said something about him getting like him being in Clone Wars,
Mm,
like with when Anakin and Ahsoka saved him
uh,
back in the day. I was like, dang, that would have been a cool callback scene if he had said something about that, but he didn't really say something because all he really said was like, yeah, when I was his age, I was fighting for my life every day and stuff like that, and I'm just like, all right. Like we get it, bro. Like you like that, So
He said you like that. God.
uh,
Now ain't
yeah,
nobody messing with me.
everybody was messing with him, bro. Like, he wasn't even cold, bro. Like if we were talking about, he wasn't even cold, bro. All he did was belly
He
flap on a
cold
younger,
now. He
you
cold
know.
now. He call it body slam now.
Yeah, yeah. Rada use body slam looking on weak, bro. On weak. But yeah. Anything else, Chris? I know I could just cut you off. I had
Ah,
something.
nah, man, nah, man. I'm just slightly disappointed, and I don't know. I want to say slightly. I'm just disappointed.
Yeah.
Uh, and I kind of feel, from the trailer, it was one of those senses like, uh oh,
Mm.
I don't think I should be hyped as I should be, but I'm gonna
Yeah.
go see it because I'm invested in this franchise. I already seen all the and
Mm-hmm.
yeah, walking out that there. As soon as the credits rolled, I was like, oh man, they got me. I got this popcorn, I got this icy. Y'all done took my money.
Dang.
So
That's great. Um, all right. So y'all already heard my score earlier that I had before, but my score has changed. But Chris, what are you giving the Mandalorian Grogu? Set the tone. How you feeling, bro?
ah
Out of 10. Let us know how y'all feeling about Mando Grogu in the comments too.
man.
Please.
I want to give it a 2 so bad. I'm gonna give it a 3.
Ooh.
I'm gonna give it a 3.
Ooh. Okay.
Um, because
You
it is,
did
I guess you can look at it.
yeah,
Like,
but you felt like it stole your money. I ain't felt like that. That's
yeah,
different.
I feel like I got my money stolen. I feel like I could have
Yeah.
waited a long time for this to be streamed on. I personally believe they could have just released this as like a special on like Christmas or
Mm.
New Year's Day, and it just
Call it
be
a
like
day.
2 hours, Mando and Grogu streaming on Disney Plus, and uh maybe I would have felt better, but I kind of would have had the same reaction of like,
Mhm.
that was all right. Like, I see what if I would have watched the streaming, I would have been like, I see why it didn't come out on theaters. But at
Yeah.
least the company knew, like, hey, let's just release this on streaming. Like this,
Mhm.
I felt like, dang, they must have had something in their contract, like, yo, we gotta get it out on theaters. We
Yeah.
gotta let the kiddies see it. We know ain't have a Star
Gotta
Wars in
sell these
theaters at
toys.
all. Yeah, we gotta start selling these toys. Let's do it right
Hasbro, wait
before
till you see
summertime.
this one.
Yo, Rada going crazy selling toys. But yeah, man, I just think it's very bare bones. I really wish they would have done more with Grogu's character. I really wish they would have done more with Mando's character, some type of
Mhm.
growth, some type of story progression at all. And deep down, 3 seasons of Mando, uh, you gotta have a better movie than at least your second best episode in Mando. Like, there's
Yeah.
got to be way better scenes than what I saw in the movie.
It's
So
another
for some
retread,
reason,
bro.
yeah, for some reason your show is better than your movie. That's kind of crazy. And
And the
I
show
would
came before the movie.
yes, and I would not see Mando and Grogu 2 until it's out on streaming or
Mm.
until many, 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 many reviews come out or they reveal some type of rival villain is in the movie.
Yeah.
Uh, that would really want me to go. This kind of smack generic with the
Darth
trailers.
Sidious arrives and takes a
Yo,
Grogu for his own.
I ain't gonna lie, kidnapping Grogu might have been better in this movie. I was thinking of saying that, but yo,
Yeah.
steal Grogu next, do that
But they
trope.
do
I
that
feel
every
like,
time.
and go full on John Wick. You
Yeah.
took Grogu from me. I gotta go crazy. I gotta go get the full arsenal. I'm coming for y'all.
Hmm.
That would have been a better movie. So I'm gonna go with the 3. I'm gonna be a little generous,
That's tough.
but I mean, you could definitely watch it. So,
Yeah.
how you feeling about this one, G?
Well,
What are you
quick
gonna give?
question. Quick question. I know you gave separate scores for this, but Mando, Grogu, Super Mario Galaxy. Which one was a bigger cash grab, bro?
Ooh,
You had choice words about that joint too.
yeah, that's tough.
I'd watched
I ain't gonna lie,
Super
I think
Mario
this one's
Galaxy
worse.
before. I mean,
I think this one's
again,
worse than
yeah,
Super Mario Galaxy 2.
yeah,
I think this one, it very much feels like scrapped or some episodes that we like, but we're not gonna put on a full season, so let's just throw it into the movie
hmm
and just call it a wrap up.
okay,
Um, so I'll say this one's worse, but both are cash grabs in my opinion. Like
mm,
both would be in that bucket.
okay, okay.
Yeah.
I respect it. Um, I would give the Mandalorian and Grogu 6 out of 10 because I still enjoyed what I could see from the movie, but after having this conversation and really just thinking through the whole thing, um, I think because it was better, like I said before, it was better than what I was expecting. I gave it a little bit more grace than was probably necessary. Um, and more so looking at what it potentially could have been, because like it gets to a point when like in some of these different franchises where it's like the appeal of like the world is doesn't outweigh a lot of stuff anymore. So like that happened with me in Avatar last time, Avatar 3, when they didn't expand the world into like a volcano island type of situation where it's like fire people everywhere. Like we didn't get to see that. So I'm like, well, I've seen this before. Seen this movie
Yeah,
before.
way of water. Yeah, too much.
Yeah. So too much same. So like there's another similar situation. But um yeah, I still enjoyed the scenes that I did see, but the story just it just ain't do it all the way for me. But I liked certain parts of it. You know, yeah. That's crazy though. It went from an 8 to a 6 in one pod. That's insane.
Hey,
But it happens though. It happens. That's why I like that we do the pod like right away. Cause then by the time my G file score out come out, like I've really thought it through. Um, but yeah, okay. Well, maybe next time Star Wars. We know you're gonna come with it with that next season of Maul. So you win some, you lose some. But Chris, what you geeked about, bro?
man, I'm geeked about that Iceman. Um, to be honest, bro, I'm pretty geeked about Path of Exile is returning this weekend with the new expansion that I'm gonna be grinding on.
Mm, okay, okay.
Pretty hyped about that because there's gonna be a lot of good changes and it's definitely what I'm gonna want to play through. I did not get Diablo 4.
Mm.
I was thinking about it.
You mean
Uh,
like
I,
the
I
DLC?
even got the chair. Yep, the DLC. I got the chair,
Yeah, yeah.
and
Chair
I'm just gonna
clean.
wait, bro. I heard that. Yeah, thanks, bro.
Yeah,
I heard that the story was really good, so I'm really excited, and I'm just gonna just shut myself out, just wait, and just play the story one day when uh just a random day where I can consume it and just feel like it's a good weekend.
yeah,
Uh, but I personally do enjoy playing Path of Exile 2 more, so it's
right.
just like, oh, the new expansion or the new releases coming out with stuff. I would rather
Hmm.
just gear back up and grind in Path of Exile 2 than uh get lost in Diablo 4 just for the story. So
Yeah.
I'm hyped for that.
That
So
campaign movie gonna be on YouTube already. So
I know, and I was literally thinking about watching it, but I just feel funny about like uh how to say, like, franchises I personally really, really, really like.
yeah.
I want to play them.
Hmm.
I don't want to watch them because I just feel like it's it's a franchise I already like, and even if the storyline's bad or something like that, I want to like experience it and be like, bro, like it was way better in the past, or something
Hmm.
like that. So even like when Space Marine 2 for Warhammer 40K came out, like I wanted to experience it, even though I could have just watched it, saved myself from
Yeah.
smooth $60. It's just something about franchises that
W stream though.
yeah, yeah. So gaming is one thing.
Okay. Okay. Did you finish
Uh
Pokemon yet or no?
oh, ZA?
Nah, I thought you got that fire red.
Bruh, and that thing too hard. It's too
Uh
hard. But maybe. I ain't gonna lie. Maybe because what I ended up doing, I was streaming it, but I was playing it on my phone too to get better because I was
yeah.
doing bad, bro.
Dang.
And I was like, Pokemon is not this hard, but that's the whole point. It's supposed to like test your actual limits of like, do you understand how Pokemon works? Where
Yeah,
they throw
your
out this
acumen.
random Pokemon, yeah, this random
Hmm.
Pokemon, and all of a sudden you're paralyzed, and all of a sudden you have 1 HP, and now I'm one hitting everybody. I'm like, bro, I don't play Pokemon like this,
Yeah.
and they was getting me. They was getting me,
Okay. I was just curious. I was just curious.
and then I took that. Uh, I wanted to play that Pokemon Champions, and I saw how
Oh yeah.
chopped it came out. I was like,
Yeah.
no, bro, like. I was so
It's not what I
disappointed,
thought
bro.
it was gonna be at all.
Yeah, it's disappointing.
Yeah.
Uh, so gaming wise, that's about it. And then
Okay.
show wise, I'm wrapping up The Boys. I got 2 more episodes to go.
I got spoiled.
Oh man,
I
I'm
looked on
sorry.
Twitter on the
I'm
wrong
sorry.
day. It was a day that it ended too. I didn't know.
So luckily my feed
I
hasn't
got
been
got.
pulling nothing. So
Mhm.
uh, I think I'm gonna make it
I haven't
because
even started it yet though. That's what's crazy. So I'm like, I don't even know how
yeah.
we get here. I'll wait till we'll see what Chris think. And then I'll see.
So I'm literally gonna finish that tomorrow probably because I'm
Mhm,
off work tomorrow. I'm off work Friday, so I can just watch shows, catch up on shows. Um,
mhm.
and there was one more thing. I thought it was a movie. Ooh, I think it was Obsession. I think that's what it was.
Oh yeah, I've seen commercials for that so much.
Yeah, so I saw commercials about kind of like the oh my god, you got to go watch this. Look at the crowd reaction ones at first.
Yeah,
But then I started seeing stuff that was like, nah, this is legit for like low budget stuff. And sometimes when it comes to scary movies or low budget films, normally just have a nice little like I don't know, like I'm gonna say cinematography, but it's not what I mean.
yeah,
Cinematography of doing it that makes the scary movie better than it
like
is.
scarier,
Like, yeah, like more anticipation, less actual like jump scares where bigger budget kind of feels
not
like they have
less
to do a fake.
manufactured.
Yeah. So uh I'm interested in watching that this weekend.
Hmm.
Uh and hopefully it's good because a lot bigger like action movies are coming out in the summertime.
Yeah,
So like scary movies are kind of like mm,
I wa- I
gonna be
wanted,
gone for a while.
yeah, I wanted to see it until I found out it was scary.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, this is just an obsessed guy, obsessed couple type of situation.
Yeah.
Okay, I can watch that. And I heard that scary. I was like, oh, never mind, I'm good.
Yeah. But I think that's it for now till the summer rolls around and then we get the big banger. So
Mhm.
what you geeked about, G?
So I'll start off with some gaming stuff, like you had said. I've officially beat Ghost of Tsushima 2. Oh wait, I'm tripping. I beat Ghost of Yote, but
Yeah.
it's like Ghost of Tsushima 2, but it's called Ghost of Yote. Um, and because what I was gonna say was like Ghost of Yote is a harder game, but I still think the story in Ghost of Tsushima was just a better story because it was more succinct versus like this one. Ghost of Yote was more of like a slow burn type of situation. Like I didn't start caring about the story until I was like at least a quarter of the way through. You know, I was just more focused on like, yo, this game is fun, like because the game does got some cool updates to it. But them last two fights, bro, on the mountain and then the last fight against Saito, them giants was difficult, bro. But it wasn't
You
as
did it on
hard as
hard.
good. Yeah, it wasn't as hard as God of War though. So
Oh.
God of War took me a long time to beat that joint. Like with them bosses, the boss fights was crazy, but the game was tame. But then I started yesterday, Hades. It's a roguelike game, and it's
Yeah.
like
How you like it?
mythology. I am learning to enjoy the pain,
Okay.
like of losing,
And
because that's the
restarting and building
yeah,
back up.
because it's
Yeah.
even like I realized like I was trying to see like so how far did I get in the game, right? And I went to go look at like the hours or whatever, and it literally says zero because I started over. You know, I literally made no progress, but I got stronger. So it's like I like that aspect of it. And art is freaking fire. Like that's why I had
You did Hades or Hades 2?
the first one. Because
Nice,
the
nice.
Hades 2 is not even done yet,
Yeah, yeah,
apparently.
not fully
So
completed.
yeah. So but I am gonna play that too whenever I get to it. I don't know how long I'm gonna be playing Hades. Uh, but
You gotta go crazy, bro.
I
Yeah.
know, like and I got the counter up there too. So it's like,
Yeah. Nice.
um, yeah. So we should be good with that, and then we'll go to Hades 2, and then Last of Us finally put a full package of the game, like both games together. So whenever I do that, I'm gonna cop that. Everybody's asking me about GTA. I'm just like, I'm gonna play a campaign. I know that, but anything else, I don't know. Like, I don't know, bro. We'll see.
I
I ain't
mean, them
making no
viral clips
promises.
not go crazy.
You know, Ricky. Nah, I ain't gonna be doing. I can't be going crazy, bro. Um, and then obviously college football gonna come out this summer,
Yeah.
so that'll be fun. But like Chris said, I'm excited to get back into the golf. Top
Hey.
golf or whatever. That's gonna be fun. Um, I'm letting go of full swing though. No more full swing, bro. The same thing. It's the same. It's like it's not Drive to Survive, bro.
I
It's
tried.
not.
Yeah, never,
Everybody's
never that.
buddies.
Not letting go of that.
Everybody's buddies except when they do the Ryder Cup. So it's like, it's cool seeing new names, but like it's just like the same formula, bro. We're gonna have our underdog, and we're gonna have the old guy that's trying to get back on the horse, and then we're gonna have the Ryder Cup. We're gonna show Trump. That's it. That's what they doing every season, bro. So
Yeah.
it's like I'm cool off that, bro. You know what I'm saying? I'm cool. I don't even keep watching this, but I did try. Um, but I also have been watching Soul Eater,
Ooh, do you like it?
and it's okay. I'm mainly watching it because of what happens in Fire Force, and I don't know if you finished Fire Force,
I haven't.
but
But same creator, right?
same creator.
And I
So
think
after watching,
Gotcha Kuda is like the apprentice or something
yeah,
like that of
yeah,
the creator of Soul Eater. And
hmm hmm so I'm watching.
apprentice is the right word. I don't,
Yeah, I think it is. I'm pretty sure.
okay.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Like, yeah, it's Apprentice. Because like they worked with them on that book as they were
Yeah.
getting to make their own stuff before they made their own stuff. Um, Twitter is going crazy on Gachaku people, the lady right now too, which is sad. But it's like Twitter's going Twitter, bro. What was I gonna say? Oh, yes, I'm watching Soul Eater right now, and I'm watching Vigilantes. So a prequel and an original.
Original.
Yeah, because Soul Eater is original, but Vigilante is a prequel to My Hero. So it's cool seeing people from My Hero in that show. So I'm watching that. And what else I'm watching? Is Guy Is was alright. It was good. I think I talked about that last
Uh,
week. But it's like it's one of those movies where it's like you once you've seen it, you've seen it. So it's like, and it's not something that's like, oh my gosh, did you see is God is? It's more so like, yeah, if you ever just check out is God is, yeah, you'll get the point. You'll be like, dang, you know. Um, anything else, bro? Knicks made the finals. Crazy.
yeah, crazy.
That means the Wizards can make the finals.
Hey, bro, I said the same thing. Growing up, I
Yeah.
would never believe the Knicks would make the finals.
Yeah.
So it kind of gave me some
Anything's
hope. Like,
possible,
dang, it's
bro.
a new era.
Yeah.
These teams that was at the bottom, they
They
no
got a
more.
shot. They got a
They got a
shot.
shot.
You know. And I'm also watching a whole bunch of. I'm watching Tales of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles and then Rise of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles after making my Ninja Turtles movie. I say movie. Making my Ninja Turtles video is about to drop same day as pod tomorrow. So, yeah, I'm excited about those two things. And honestly, I think that's it, bro.
I did leave out one thing.
What's that?
The new season of The Quarterbacks coming out.
Well, who's gonna be in it? My boy in it?
That boy JD5, you know what I
Nah,
mean?
it's not my
That
boy.
boy JD5, yeah. Yeah. But what's kinda weird is they're gonna do, this last season. So he
Yeah,
was
they
hurt.
always do that.
So
It's always a
it
season behind.
yeah, so this one is gonna be interesting from the perspective of, like,
Hurt player.
I like it's always cool to see when everything is going good. I want
Mm-hmm.
to see how when everything's going bad.
I want to see the behind the scenes more so than like on the field stuff. We see that all the time.
Yeah, like if
Dang.
anything around that we wouldn't see normally, especially when the season
Yeah.
is just not going anyone's way. Like I can't
Right.
wait to see all of that. So I
Well,
I'm
this is
hyped
a
for
good
that.
cast though.
And one of them is Joe Flacco, who got
Yeah.
traded mid-season. So I think that is great
Mm-hmm.
because
Get to see
it
how you gonna learn that joint that fast.
yeah, and part of like I listen to so much sports radio.
Mm-hmm.
Whenever players are on other teams, you're not really worried about them that much, or might be like, oh, they doing their thing, you know. But
Yeah.
as soon as they get to your team, then you
Mm-hmm.
start being like, oh nah, man, maybe he got
Yeah.
some potential, or he got a deep ball, now so and so's unlocked. Like
Mm-hmm.
fans be making up stuff that makes the trade like, oh, I see what our GM doing. He unlocked this. You
He
know what I mean? This
unlocked them.
yeah, so
Yeah, yeah,
I can't wait to see literally both
yeah.
perspectives of like you being a part of one team, everyone being like, "Oh yeah, yeah, he's helping us," and then
Mm-hmm.
having to go to another team and what that team like teammates are thinking of the influx of a player. Mm,
Yeah.
is this gonna how's this
Because
gonna help them?
even in that situation, he's a third option going to that
Yeah,
situation because the first option or first guy got hurt, second guy wasn't good, third guy is him. So it's like, oh dang, or might have been fourth. I don't know. I don't remember. But he wasn't. He was like you said. He wasn't on the team at
this
first.
was third. Yeah,
Yeah.
he
He
might
was.
have been fourth technically.
Yeah. But still, like that's still cool though. I'm excited for
Yeah.
Baker Mayfield too, cause you're gonna get to see a Mecca Buka. And then Cam Ward obviously too. You're gonna have some sound
Obviously,
bites. You know.
that's gonna be great because
Yeah.
watching a
I'm
rookie
excited for
figure it
that.
out is always good,
Yeah.
and I
I
like those players.
I never went back to starting five though. Never did.
I didn't finish it. I should finish that though. They
But
got some gems in there. Need AJ
eh,
DeBosa to learn from that.
they said AJ DeBonsa going to the Wizards now though. You know?
He always was,
He
bro.
always was, but I'm
Always.
saying like you know how they say the sources say that the Wizards are going to keep the pick. You know? I saw that today. But
Man.
like
They saw this man work out and saw LeBron James and Michael Jordan mixed together and said, "Nah, we good league. We good league."
nah, that combo is crazy. That combo is crazy.
Oh, my bad, my bad, my bad. Kevin Durant and Kobe Bryant mixed in one.
That's insane.
That's what they said.
All right.
Hey, that's
All
what
right.
sources told me. That's all I
Yeah.
know.
Yeah. I'm with you. I'm with you. As long as we pick, I'm with you. I'm with you. But yeah, that's gonna do it for today's episode. Hope y'all enjoyed. If y'all did, smash that like button down below for us. Hit the subscribe button if you haven't already. And we'll see y'all next week. Stay geeked. Peace.
There y'all.